Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Em and my books are everywhere. Welcome to my end of summer jam wrap up. The end of summer jam was a mood readathon created by Christie A. Cole over on her channel, and how it worked was there were 9 prompts, and as you read books throughout the month in the order that you read them, you would answer the prompt. So for instance, prompt number 1 is, how did this book make you feel? Talk about the good, the bad, the happy, the sad. So since that's the first prompt, the very first book that I read in September, that's what I'm gonna be talking about to answer that prompt. So let's get started. So again, book number 1, how did this book make you feel? The first book that I read in September was A Fatal Footnote by Margaret Louden. It was the first book in a cozy mystery series. For this book, how I felt was so cozy. This book had such a cozy feeling. It's set in a small village, chock full of quirky characters. The only issue that I had with the book is that there are so many quirky characters that it was kind of hard to keep them straight at some points. But I really loved the story. I thought the puzzle was really good. I loved the individual quirkiness of each character, and just really enjoyed it so much that I picked up the second book in the series. So prompt number 2, describe the setting of this book. Did you like it? Would you want to go to this place? And I read Murder Past Due by Miranda James, and it was another first book in a cozy mystery series. This one was set in Athena, Mississippi, and I'm not sure if that's a real place or not, but I did love the setting. It's in the South. The only thing is that it was summertime or hot when this book took place, and I would love to visit, but not during the hot months. The description of the town was so cool. There was like some historic buildings and like some parks and other things like that. So it just felt like a really nice place to visit in the fall or the spring, but not in the heat of summer. So the third prompt is, how long has this book been on your TBR, and how do you feel now that you've read it? So the third book I read in August was Colonel Sandhurst to the Rescue by Marion Chesney. You can find that book now, still Colonel Sandhurst to the Rescue, but the author is M.C. Beaton. It's the same author, same book, just she got more popular with her later series than her Regency romances, so they've rebranded the Regency romances as written by M.C. Beaton. So it was a reread for me. I read it years ago. This time I listened to the audiobook, and it was only because I had recently finished the book before that in the series, and I just wanted to go on to the next book, so it wasn't really on my TBR very long. I enjoyed it. I like dipping into that series. The series is fairly clean as far as language and any closed door scenes and things like that. There is one book in the series that's racier. I think I talked about it in another video, but other than that, the rest of the books are pretty tame, fun Regency romances, lots of humor in them. And then prompt number 4, did the description live up to what was inside the book? Did it give too much away? So coincidentally, the fourth book that I read in August was Agatha Christie's 1-2 Buckle My Shoe, and that's a reread. So reading the description didn't really spoil anything for me because I already knew what was going on, but I did feel like the description gave away one of the clues, where if you were reading that book for the first time and hadn't read the description, you wouldn't necessarily know that it was a clue. And I kind of like how Agatha Christie does that, where she hides the clues in plain sight and you don't know till you get to the end that it was a clue. So I think that did give a little bit away, but the description really was what was inside the book. Number 5 is Free Space. Tell us what you want about this book. So the 5th book that I read in August was Murder is a Piece of Cake by Valerie Burns, and this is the second book in a Baker Street mystery series, and I really loved the first book and I owned the first 2, so I read this one in August. I need to get the rest of them or check them out from the library or something because I really do love this a lot, It's a cozy mystery, again with quirky characters, but I could tell them apart in this one. So there's like a core group of people that get together to solve mysteries, and the main character, she is her name is Maddie, and she is new to baking. She's new to small town living. She's new to pet ownership, and she ends up with all this stuff. Right after a breakup that happens in book 1. And so there's a new mystery to solve in here, and she's getting settled into her life. And yeah, I love this series. I highly recommend it. The 6th prompt is, what's the first sentence of this book, and what do you think about it? So the 6th book that I read in August was Classified as Murder by Miranda James. So that was the 2nd book in that series that I started earlier. And the first sentence is, when I was a boy growing up in Athena, Mississippi, 40 odd years ago, the public library occupied a large 1-story house built in 1842. And as far as a opening sentence goes, I don't feel like it grabbed me like a mystery. I did feel that more I was reading like a biography, an autobiography, or like some historical information, not really a cozy mystery. But the book I loved. It was a good mystery and well written, and I enjoyed the description. And again, the historical buildings, the library built in 1842, that's amazing. I love old buildings and things like that, and I can just picture this like Hallmark looking town. But the first sentence could have been different. Prompt number 7 is, talk about the main character of this book. Did you relate to him or her? Why or why not? So the 7th book that I read in August was another reread, and this time I read it on audio, and that was The Murder of Roger Ackroyd by Agatha Christie and read by Hugh Fraser. And it's kind of hard to say who you would classify as the main character in this book. You would think that the main character was Roger Ackroyd, and he's there in the beginning, and they do kind of refer to him throughout the book, but I wouldn't consider him the main character. You might think that the detective, who in this case is Hercule Poirot, would be the main character, but he just is kind of like sprinkled in there here and there. The story is narrated by Dr. Shepard, and so I would classify him as the main character. However, I don't relate to him. He just didn't talk kindly about people. He would always kind of rib on his sister, who he kind of like considered her like the town busybody and gossipy and stuff like that. But to me, she just was like friendly and talking to the community, and she would get information, not necessarily because she was gossiping, but because people would come by and just in conversation, she would find things out. So he said that she was always the first one to know stuff. And I just think I think that's cool. And yeah, I really didn't like how he was condescending to a lot of the people in the village where he lived. But I recommend the book. It's amazing. And prompt number 8 is, name a good quote from this book. If there are several, please share. And the 8th book that I read in August was actually Ariadre and the Legend of the Fire Rose, written by Christie A. Cole. I thought it was really cool that I snuck it in there during her readathon. And that was the first time that I read the book, and I loved it, and I will be reading it again and sharing it with my niece. I think she will really enjoy it. The quote that I chose is from chapter 23. And it is, when you forgive someone, it doesn't make anything they did good or right. It just makes you free. I love that quote because it's true. When you are harboring ill feelings towards other people, then you're stuck in those feelings yourself. And by forgiving that person, you're not saying what you did was okay. You're just saying, I am not going to have those feelings. And it is freeing. So I love that quote, and there's lots of good things in that book. So if you haven't read it, I do recommend that you take a look at that. Ariadre and the Legend of the Fire Rose by Christie A. Cole. The final prompt, number 9, is, who would you recommend this book to, even if you didn't love it? The book that I read ninth in August was Caturday Crime by Amanda Flower. Amanda Flower writes so many cozy mystery series. This is a new series that she just started and she self-published it. She actually does cat rescue, and all the proceeds from this book, since she self-published it, are going towards her cat rescue efforts. So I recommend it to anybody that loves a cozy mystery series or who loves cats, because let's save some cats. So those were the first 9 books that I read in August, and I had a great time doing this readathon. It was nice to just pick up a book that I wanted to read and not try to fit it into a prompt, and just answer the prompt after I've read the book. So I hope Kristi does this readathon again next year, or some version of it. It was super fun. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books. Did you participate in Kristi's readathon? What books did you read? Do you have a booktube channel? Did you do a video on this? Please let me know in the comments, because I'd love to watch it. Again, thank you for watching, and if you did like this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.